Everyone, it's Joe Jacoby, the owner of 5 with Joe Performance Coaching. And I mentioned in my recent Sunday Morning Joe email that I was going to share with you a little bit about how I build my network, how I use my network, because I think that everybody has a great idea. And when you have a great idea, you have to be persistent in working with that idea. You have to be passionate about it. You have to practice that idea. And that sounds like something you've probably heard before. But here's the thing. I think one of the most important ways to move your ideas into action is through a network. And I'm not just talking about going and having coffee with a friend who always supports you no matter what. I'm talking about the kind of network that will really challenge you. So I want to tell you a little bit about my network and what that looks like and how I use it. So obviously I'll start with Sunday Morning Joe. You guys know about that. Every week I write a blog post about performance and aligning with purpose and overcoming challenge. And the process of doing that every day, every week, gives me an opportunity not only to get my thoughts out there, but it always stimulates conversations with all of you who in turn come back and have helped me in so many ways. You've given me ideas about what to write about. You've given me, some of you have asked me to come in and speak to your groups, work with your corporate teams. So writing has been great. And that I've done that every week for 2.5 years now. Also, when I left USA Canoe Kayak about 2.5 years ago, I had a person, an author, whose book I read when I was an athlete training for the 1992 Olympics. He was a very inspirational figure to me, and he reached out to me and said, "Hey, Joe, I love what you're doing. I want to help you." And I said, "Okay, but it has to be reciprocal." And this is someone I didn't know, someone I didn't have a relationship with, and every week for 2.5 years now, we have been talking on the phone for an hour each week and figuring out ways we can help each other out with his business, with my business, and we're able to really personalize that. But you beginning to see the repetition and how important that is. And then finally, Ever Gonzalez, the owner and founder of Outlier HQ, reached out to me about 2 years ago and said, "Would you consider joining our mastermind?" Now, I do that as a participant. That mastermind is a virtual hub of entrepreneurs, and we get together every week on the phone for an hour. Someone is in what we call the hot seat, and they bring a problem or a challenge that they have to the group, and we help them with that. And the result of all these different network opportunities, it's not just bringing ideas and sharing ideas and coming up with solutions, but it's the consistency of doing that week in and week out. That's the long game approach to that. And no matter what position you are in, I strongly encourage you to try to find these networking opportunities with people who you may not know, people you know that are like-minded though, and will challenge you to really move your ideas forward. Not just one time, but on a consistent basis so that you can begin to put these ideas into action on a consistent level with accountability and support. So that is part 1 to the video. I'm gonna come back to you very soon with part 2 of this video and talk to you about how you can come up with a couple of opportunities to build your own network. Even if you're not interested in my new gold medal mastermind, that is completely okay. And I'll talk a little bit more about that in our next video too. So for today, thank you for watching.